welcome in, everybody. World War III is here. I mean, maybe it's been here all along. Maybe we've been there all along. You just started noticing, and we needed to stop the noticing, okay? If Israel targeted Iran's top nuclear scientist, struck the heart of its ballistic missile program. So this is from Netanyahu himself. I'd love to see what this had to say. Tonight, I ordered the attack on Iran's nuclear facility in the name of destroying the Amalek and the Goyim. It is the children of light versus the children of darkness. L'chaim. That's probably how the speech went. That would be my interpretation. The United States apparently has already issued a statement regarding this. Let's read. This is apparently from Marco Rubio. Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran. Yeah, right. And our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Wait, why are American forces stationed in the Middle East? Oh, that's right, to protect corporate profits. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. That's right. Israel advised them that nothing is wrong. They have the right to defend themselves. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners. Let me be clear. Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. So what's the implicit implication here? That Iran should target Israeli interests and Israeli personnel. Ooh. Okay, Marco Rubio. Israel Defense Minister Yisrael Katz announced that Israel had launched an attack on Iran, adding that a retaliatory missile and drone attack was expected in the immediate term. Israelis, you better start doing that shelter shuffle you know all so well. Katz added that he was declaring a special state of emergency on the home front across the entire country. Well, there you have it. Chosen people in their promised land shitting their tiny hatted diapers as they wait for a forthcoming retaliation from Iran, who they just started a war with casually. No big deal. It's not. It's like, how many times has Israel bombed Iran in the past, like, year? To the left, there you go. Now slide. All right. How is U.S. not involved? Exactly. That's the biggest lie of them all, right? When you heard Marco Rubio in this post right here say, we are not involved. Dude, you are the sole reason. We are the reason that Israel is allowed and even capable of attacking Iran in the manner that it is. They just bombed a residential building in Tehran, women and children, and what they claim to be the Revolutionary Guards Corps headquarters. But I guess, you know, Iran must have been using human shields, right? That must be what it is. The escalation comes hours after Trump explicitly stated he wanted Israel to refrain from striking Iran until the U.S. exhausted its diplomatic efforts on Iran's nuclear program. So, you know, so much for Trump being the president of peace, right? I mean, look at what he is allowing to persist. He says one thing. He's Taco Trump, man. Trump always chickens out. He's full of shit, no wonder. But, like, he doesn't come through. He talks a big game, you know. He's a bullshit. He's a con artist, and look at the state of the world since he's taken his second term. Art of the deal guy, yeah, can't make a deal with Iran. They were supposed to. You remember? I mean, a few weeks ago, you kind of thought, oh, Trump has the upper hand. You know, he shunned. He went to the Middle East. He shunned Milikowski, Satan, from making an appearance in his country. I mean, think that was probably a pretty big slight, you know. Trump goes all the way, and they brings all of his billionaires, and they go to Saudi Arabia. They don't even step foot in Israel. You know, that's a big. So you think, okay, and then he's supposed to be striking a deal with Iran in Yemen. They're supposed to be meeting to discuss negotiations and all this stuff. And so you think, man, what does Netanyahu think of all this? And all I know about Iran is that they've given very measured responses to the constant, insistent Israeli attacks on its soil. So they'll probably, you know, do something that's completely in accordance with international law, and Israel will use that as a pretext for another round of escalations, and that will continue. Remember, this happened last year. They went tit for tat around the same time this last year. I think it might have been in May. Remember that Israel bombed a Syrian consulate, and I'm sorry, it wasn't Syrian. It was an Iranian embassy in Syria, which is technically Iranian territory, so it was considered an act of war, and they targeted a few upper-level Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, so that was an act of war. They also assassinated Ismail Haniyeh and the Politburo chief of H Group, and that was in Iran. I believe that was in Tehran. At a Revolutionary Guards Corps protected compound. So that was also another act of war. They retaliated. They gave warning that they were going to retaliate. They gave, hours in advance. They said, this is going to be the time that we attack. I even think they gave they told them what they were going to attack, and then they were successful. Some of their missiles were shot down by Iron Dome and everything, but they were able to hit their targets. Prime Minister Netanyahu is a most depraved individual. I mean, he's probably the greatest threat to world peace. He's just the worst of the worst of the worst, and he's probably doing this to save his political career. I mean, it's probably done for very selfish reasons, okay? We know that he's capable of doing this. He's done it time and time again. Who shit in Satan's cereal today, okay? Somebody took a big old dump in Satan's cereal, and he's like, I've got to take it out on Iran. And lo and behold, that's why we're here.
Take you to that live.
Nuclear enrichment program.
Okay, so the first thing I notice is Satan is speaking English, so this is not for his Israeli audiences. It's for his English-speaking Western European American counterparts. I also hear his voice is a little hoarse. He's got some on his lips. He's obviously, favoring it right now, as you can see. He's like, something's amiss. He doesn't seem like he's healthy. His voice does not sound good.
Main enrichment facility in Natanz.
He looks like he took Adderall the whole night and he just stayed up, and now he's got that ghoulish, like, ghost-like look. I know because I've done that before, and I've seen this. I know what this is.
We targeted Iran's leading...
He has not slept. That's what it is. He's not slept.
...nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb.
Listen to his voice. Oh, my goodness.
We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program.
It's like when Hitler comes out of his bunker, at the end of World War II, and his hand is completely shaking. He can't stop it from shaking. He's looking at the Hitler Youth. Maybe the answer is finally getting to him.
300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Each of these missiles carries a ton of explosives.
Yeah, no Satan. Why did they fire ballistic missiles at your... Yeah, because you started a war with them, and they're incapable of telling you why these things are happening, right? Because they are the cause of them.
And threatens the lives of hundreds of people. Soon, those missiles could carry a nuclear payload, threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions.
Yeah, this is so soon we had to preempt their preemption with a little preempt of our own. Obviously, we had to stop them from the future imaginary attack that they would have done against us. You see, that's why we had to that residential building. Okay, dude, his ears are probably listening to this stream. They're so big. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he could probably hear Satan. If you can hear me, just stop, man.
Produce 10,000s of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat. It too
Everything is a threat. Has nothing to do with what we're doing. He's talking about 3 years from now, so that's why they had to do this tonight. Because 3 years from now, that's when Iran was going to attack them. Okay?
must be stopped. Iran is now working on what it calls the new plan to destroy Israel. You see, the old plan failed. Iran and its proxies...
This guy deserves the absolute worst of fates.
...try to encircle Israel with a ring of fire.
Satan, that would be perfect for you. You love fire.
...attack us with the horrible attack of October 7th. But the people of Israel, the soldiers of Israel, rose like lions to defend our country.
They're always the lions. Always the lions.
Hamas, we devastated Hezbollah. We hit Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen. And when Iran directly attacked us twice last year, we struck back inside Iran itself. Yet in defending ourselves, we also defend others. We defend our Arab neighbors. They too have suffered from Iran's campaign of chaos and carnage.
What war has Iran started with any of its neighbors? More projection from the world's worst Zionist warlord.
Our actions against Iran's proxy Hezbollah led to the establishment of a new government in Lebanon and the collapse of Assad's murderous regime in Syria. Peoples of those two countries now have a chance for a different future, a better future. So too do the brave people of Iran. I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years. I believe that the day of your liberation is near. When that happens, the great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again. I want to assure the civilized world, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapons. And Iran plans to give those weapons, nuclear weapons.
Newsflash: the world's most dangerous regime already has the world's worst and most dangerous weapons.
That would make the nightmare of nuclear terrorism all too real. Increasing range of your
This is why we are going to drop a nuke on Iran, because we cannot allow Iran to drop nuke on us. Can you imagine if a nuke went off, but it would had the Iranian flag on it? Oh my goodness. We must make sure that all nukes that are dropped must have the Star of David on them.
nuclear to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small state. It calls America the great state.
Yeah, that's based. Oh, of course, Satan is on the front lines, making sure that Western civilization is protected and will thrive and continue. So that's why we obviously need to support Israel. Everything for Israel, please. Let me die for Israel.
And this is why for decades, it's led millions in the chance of death to Israel and death to America.
Yeah, can we clip that? He just said to Israel and to America. Give me General Kellogg on line 2, please. My heart goes out to all of the millions of God's chosen people that will soon be dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for joy. They'll be doing that shelter shuffle. That's right. That's right.
Today, Israel is
You knew I was
responding
going
to
there.
those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. Our action will help make the world a much safer place. I want to thank President Trump for his leadership in confronting Iran's nuclear weapons program. He has made clear time and again that Iran cannot have a nuclear enrichment program. Today, it is clear that Iran is just buying for time. It refuses to agree to this.
It's clear. What is he saying? I just committed a war crime. He's like, it's clear that Iran is just twiddling its thumbs. It's about to attack, guys. What? This is insane. This is absolutely insane.
Basic requirement of peaceful nations. That is why we have no choice but to act. And act.
Dude, all these war crimes are starting to show up on his face. You can see it, you know? You can see all of that. This man has many souls that haunt him. Many souls to his name. And it shows.
Now, the hardest decision.
That's right.
any
Hate
leader has to
ages
make
you. Thank you. I couldn't have put it better myself.
is to thwart a danger before it is fully materialized. Nearly a century ago, facing the Nazis, a generation of leaders failed to
Here we
act
go.
in time.
Here we go for the Holocaust porn.
They were paralyzed by the horrors of World War I. They were determined
Dude, he's got a cold sore on his lips, man.
to avoid war at all costs, and they got the worst war ever. They adopted a policy of appeasement. They closed their eyes and ears to all
okay.
the warning signs.
Yeah, it's okay when you do the war. You just need to be doing the war. Oh, I see. You're saying we should have started World War II sooner. We should have preempted World War II. It would have been fine. Everything would have been fine.
That failure to act resulted in World War II.
Yeah, Grandpa Huckabee. I know he does kind of look like. Talk about another scoundrel, Mike Huckabee, former Arkansas governor.
Deadliest war in history. It claimed the lives of 60 million, including 6 million Jews, a third of my people. After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed never again. Well, never again is now.
That's right. That never again is now, and you are now doing this same thing to the Palestinians. When the world cried out never again after World War II, the Zionists in Israel cried out never again to us.
Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first.
Yes, the Bible. We must invoke Bible. Remember the miracle book. It told us to start wars with Iran. Remember when the Bible said you must kill all man, women, children. Remember when the Bible said genocide is fine as long as it's the Jews that are doing it.
This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like lions to defend ourselves.
Remember the lion bit. I'm doing it again. You must not forget. We are lions. We are courageous. We are very moral. Send more diapers, please.
Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel.
Here we go. More
message that
ancient
is-
f***ing history. I love that he's also an ancient historian. Not only is he a head of state, he's a professional historian on ancient history. That's great.
Steeled our resolve ever since. Be strong and
You mean steal land. That's what you did. Steal land, not steal resolve.
courageous. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction. We defend many others, and we roll back a murderous tyranny. Generations from now, history will record that our generation stood its ground, acted in time, and secured our common future. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere. Thank you.
Israel is incapable of doing offensive actions, okay? Remember that Israel has the sole heir of victimhood belongs to Israel. They are the only victims. They have a monopoly on victimhood, in fact. So they only act out of self-defense, despite what you might hear, okay?